So now that we've reviewed how education can benefit from the Mavin platform, let's take a closer look at how companies can utilize the platform to share content and see candidates. The two things we're going to review is how do companies provide content through the portal to raise awareness of their jobs, products, and services. The second question we're going to go over is how can we make it easier to connect employers to talent and ease the hiring process for all stakeholders. First thing is how do companies provide content through the portal to raise awareness? In this example, we're going to highlight one of our partners that we worked with, Meyer. First step that any employer would do and identify the jobs they would like to share. So in this case, the Maven project team worked with Michelle Hall, who's the Senior Vice President of Human Resources, and the Chief Human Resource Officer at Meyer. And what we decided was to highlight to students the real estate and properties group, specifically these three jobs: manager, construction project management, site development manager, and facilities engineer. What we asked Michelle is if we could have two basic artifacts. The first one is the actual job description or job spec. And this gives you some detailed information about why the job exists and the job functions that job will perform. To make it more real for the students, we also asked if we could interview employees who are currently in that job title. And we asked basic questions like what your name is, your job title, the best part of the job, what's your dress and attire, what classes or education background to be in the current role. And in this generation of social media, students really like to watch those videos because it helps them connect and see what they could possibly do in the future. And so here's a simple example of what those videos look like.
Hi, my name is Becky Fedua, and I'm a senior project manager on the Meyer Properties team. In my role, my primary responsibilities are developing the scope and strategy of the remodel. In the course of that, I work with several internal business partners to develop the scope and strategy for each individual remodel store. And then I work with external business partners, which would include architects and engineers and construction management firms, to facilitate that construction through the course of the project. So I think there are two main things that lead to a successful career in project management. The first is communication, being able to work with all different kinds of people, from leadership, architects and engineers, to the tradespeople that you will inevitably interact with on job sites. And then the other component being detail oriented. There are so many things going on in a construction project, all the tasks that are happening, all the milestones that are coming up. Being able to keep track of all of that is going to make you a successful project manager. And those are skills that you can be developing through the course of your education.
Once we have those two artifacts to go inside the Maven portal, you access the app called TyroSpot HR. The employer can click on this plus button, and they can add their job title. In this case here, it's Senior Project Manager. In the job description that we were provided earlier, we pasted it into the different fields in the form. And we went ahead and embedded the video that Becky shot. So that way it aligns to the job title. So that way the student can watch that video when they have to make that logical connection in the education segment. What we've built inside of here is artificial intelligence that can actually scan the job posting and to use natural language parsing, find out job functions and skills by that job description. And that's how we're able to actually surface it and connect it to courses and skills being taught in the classroom. We can also use things like geolocation, so we can actually find local business that we can bring and raise that awareness. So the next thing was how can we make it easier to connect employers to talent and ease the hiring process for all stakeholders? What we meant by that is how do we actually make hiring simpler and faster? How do we make those jobs easier for a candidate instead of having to go through these exhaustive interview processes and constantly updating their applications? How do we make sure their talent profile is up to date? And so that way they get alerted if new opportunities are open. Will help reduce not only unemployment, but underemployment as well, and help our students understand all the opportunities that are both local and around the state. And so to do that, any company posts a job into the system, set their criteria and the evidence they like candidates they share. Once that's posted, any candidate in the system that is eligible is actually alerted and notified that they have demonstrated both competencies and credentials and skills the employer is looking for. And all they have to do is click apply. If they're not eligible, but they're interested, the system will actually create a pathway for them to be able to achieve that, whether it means they need more training or more experience. It'll record that to their goals and will help navigate them through that. And so when candidates do that one button, click apply, what happens now is employers can actually view candidate's scribe profile. When they click on the view scribe profile, what we'll see is not only what the candidates know, but they'll actually understand what they can do. They'll also be able to hear a video about the candidate to make sure that there's integrity in the data that you're looking at. They'll also be able to see the job functions, both done in an academic setting and in a work setting. It also stores all the tools and technologies they worked with and actually has examples of how they demonstrated that. And that keeps being logged automatically through the system, making it easier to help the job candidate go for higher paying jobs, build more skills, killing upskilling to the way the demand is adjusting in the marketplace. And so a company gets a really realistic shot with just one click of a button of understanding more about that employee and having the information necessary to make faster and higher quality hires. And more importantly, we're hoping to expose the candidate pool to the opportunities that are out there to help people use their talent in the marketplace and then contribute to the economy. In short, that is the strategy to really help employers hire a Maven. By using technology, AI, and this platform that connects the entities together, we're hoping to really improve the recruiting, the onboarding, and training, which is so vital for all companies to continue to grow.